Hey boss, you know how Pac-Man is one of the most iconic video games of all time, right?
Yes?
Well, for our new game, we're gonna put him in space.
Space Pac-Man?
Space Pac-Man.
I love it.
Great! So here's the scene. Pac-Man is just chilling with his girlfriend eating power pellets, right? Then boom, this big tractor beam sucks him into space, and he's trapped in this giant space invader.
Go on.
Well, he breaks out of this space invader, only to be chased by the ghosts, but now they're aliens.
Intriguing. What is the maze, then?
There's no maze.
There's no maze in a Pac-Man game?
No, it's just a big free-for-all in space. Pac-Man is grabbing power pellets while dodging aliens. Oh, and sometimes this giant ghost alien comes and tries to get him. And he's on fire.
On fire?
Yeah, Pac-Man's on fire, you know, because he's re-entering the atmosphere or something.
You genius. I don't know what drugs you're on, but make this game.
We interrupt your scheduled gaming program to bring you this breaking news bulletin. This morning at 8:07 a.m., asteroids were spotted on a collision course with the Earth. Not one, not two, but thousands. The President has authorized Space Force to deploy its only starfighter to intercept and destroy these asteroids. God be with whatever brave soul they find to pilot this mission. They want me to pilot it? With this? Guys, we're fucked. I am the Norseman, last of my Viking brothers to be called to Valhalla in our eternal quest to protect the Helmet of Power from the forces of evil. Behold its glory, for it shall save mankind. It shrunk in the wash. It's still powerful. Mike, I've had a vision. What is it, Doc? You've got to come with me to the future of video games. A world where screens are full of enemies and laser blasts. What? That's not possible. There's not enough pixels for that. Pixels? Where we're going, we don't need pixels. Good evening, Mr. Bond. I've been expecting you. Blofeld. The same. And I'm going to make you relive some of your greatest adventures. Alright, I'm Sean Connery. Well, not really. Daniel Craig? Roger Moore! You Roger Moore. God. Okay. And in these adventures, you'll be piloting your most iconic vehicle, the Aston Martin DB5. The Lotus Esprit! Come on, you're Roger Moore in like 3 of the 4 levels here. Right, got it. So tell me, Blofeld, what's at stake? Only the world. And the beautiful Miss Fellatio. I'm not doing it. Oh, come on. No. I think you have to. Fine. Help me, James! Fellatio! I feel dirty. Now, Mr. Bond, you must defeat this. With this! 2020, a previously unknown game for the Vectrex was discovered, and man, it's a doozy. Can you imagine if a crush of Lucifer had come out in the 1980s? Parents would have had a fit over a game that stars the devil. Man, but I can't wait to try it. Feels a little warm though. I'm sure it's nothing. You fools! I've been awoken from my slumber, and now you must enter my realm to defeat me once more. This is Dr. Newton Jordan of the Starship Pandora sending a distress signal to anybody who may receive it. Please help us. Creatures are rampaging the ship. All of our crew are dead, slaughtered by these vicious beasts. I feel like we may have had a traitor on board that has released them. The ship's computers show that there's one other crew member aside from me alive. His arrival here was shrouded in secrecy, and he must have released them. He must have unleashed these on us. Once again, we are the Starship Pandora. Please help us. We have breaking news from Nova Lima, Brazil. A group of children have become lost while exploring an old mine. This mine is known for its unusual volcanic activity, so rescue is considered urgent. There have been multiple cave-ins, and it's clear that normal rescue attempts will not be able to get to the children in time. I think we know what this all means. They need a hero. They're holding out for a hero till the end of the night. He's gotta be strong, and he's gotta be fast, and he's gotta have sticks of dynamite. They need a hero. Legend has it that there once was a great king in the lands of Kroz. Defeated by his enemies, he fell from power, and his crown was smashed into many pieces, scattered amongst a series of secret caves. Only one who is deft of mind and foot shall succeed in solving all the riddles and retrieving the pieces of crown to find this lost treasure. Will it be you? Hello, viewers. I am Ron, and I am a robot. I am contacting you from the distant future, the year 2000. And we robots love one video game system more than any other, the only one with a built-in keyboard, the Odyssey 2. This one is my grandmother. I fight for humanity, and if I fail, soon robotic beings will rule the world. Oh, can no one rid me of this boredom? Bring the jester! Sire? Entertain me. Of course, sire. What do you call a house full of dog hair? A shed! Next. Sire. Can you do better? Well, I can spin some plates on top of poles. Yeah, let's see that then. Excellent, sire. Finally a game that acknowledges that spiders are awesome. No longer relegated to just being creepy, crawly villains, they can take their rightful place as the champions of the insect management world. I, for one, bow to our new arachnid overlords with Spidex. I'll raise my last $100. I fold. Call. Read 'em and weep. A pair of 9s. Oh my god, seriously? What? full house, aces high. Hell, even I had a flush. Well, damn it, that was my last $100. And it's mine now. I'm gonna buy back in. Wanna see more? Oh God, no! What are you doing? We're playing strip poker now, boys! CAC Lab Report, August 26, 2058. Dr. Creed's log. Our first successful vaccine. This variant was 100% successful in eradicating the alien DNA. After testing, it was discovered that the unaffected DNA showed no disruption in any way. Unfortunately, the subjects didn't survive the test. However, I can't help but speculate that mass vaccination of the populace could be on the horizon. Colonel Kowalski congratulated us on this breakthrough before disappearing, which is odd. I haven't seen him in hours. And then... what the hell is that? Welcome everyone, I'm your host and it's time for everyone's favorite game show... Match 5! That's right, the game where you match shapes on a board that's constantly fighting you back. Today's contestant is Mike from Canada. Let's see how he does. You may be seated. I want you to know that at no point in the history of gaming has any man ever won a game by swearing and throwing his controller against the wall. He wins by making his opponent swear and throw his controller against the wall. Now, you may have heard that retro gamers don't like to compete. Well, I think that's a load of horse dung. We love to compete. We thrive for the din of battle. And I assure you that we will be giving you the most technologically advanced weaponry in order to fight with. This ain't no 8-bit tank. You need 16 bits to pilot this sucker, 'cause Genesis does what Nintendo don't. Intellivision presents its newest star. Vanguard! Just like the arcade. 6 zones! Let me show them the mountain zone. Check it out. Get the energy pod. Hey, the rainbow zone is my turn. You can shoot in 4 directions. Alright! I'll just breeze through the stripe zone. The wall, yeah! But fellas, who destroys the Gond? Luther destroys the Gond. Vanguard is here, now on Intellivision. Captain's log, stardate 77053.1. Today's game has nothing to do with Star Trek, but seeing as it's titled Kobayashi Maru, obviously a Star Trek theme was warranted for the intro. It's tragic that this game doesn't include sequences of me battling a Gorn, or exploring new worlds, or defending the Federation against Klingons and Romulans. No, instead we get the adventures of a small shuttlecraft in combat with waves of other small ships. An oddity to be sure, but one worth exploring. Welcome to Ninja Nom Nom, the cooking show for martial artists everywhere. I am your host, Ninja Mike. People always ask me, Master, After a day fighting pirates, the mortal enemy of the ninja, what do you do to relax? I eat, of course. A simple cheeseburger. Now, as ninjas, we cannot just walk into a McDonald's and order a cheeseburger. No, we must garnish it ourselves. Using the blade, we will now cut the tomato, the cucumber as a nice palate cleanser, and of course, the onion. Do not let your vegetables fall on the ground, for that is shame for any ninja. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the South American Rally Race Classic. And boy, do we have a great one for you today. 200 miles of action through dangerous rocky terrain. The racers are getting ready to start now. How exciting! Michael, what's the problem? You're not going.
I can't.
Why not?
There's a llama on the road.
Copy that. Now then, Dimitri, you know how we've always talked about the possibility of something going wrong with the missiles. The missiles, Dimitri. The nuclear missiles. Well, now, what happened is, one of our base commanders, he had sort of, well, he went a little funny in the head. You know, just a little funny. And he went and did a silly thing. Well, I'll tell you what he did. He ordered his silos to attack your country. Well, let me finish, Dimitri. Let me finish, Dimitri. Well, how do you think I feel about it? Can you imagine how I feel about it, Dimitri? Why do you think I'm calling you? Just to say hello? Of course I like to speak to you. Of course I like to say hello. It's a friendly call. Of course, it's a friendly call. Well, I'm sorry as well. I'm as sorry as you are, Dimitri. Don't say that you're more sorry than I am, because I'm capable of being just as sorry as you are. So we're both sorry, all right? All right. This is an egg. I've heard it said that this is one of the strongest shapes in nature, and while I'm sure that may be true in lab settings at the perfect angle, anyone who's ever handled one knows that these are damn fragile. So of course, any game that revolves around gently maneuvering an egg through a maze with foes trying to smash it is bound to end in heartbreak. Spoiler alert, many an egg is lost in today's episode. Sorry, bud. It was the best of games, it was the worst of games. It was the age of arcades. It was the epoch of video entertainment. It was the epoch of space. It was the season of lasers. It was a season of joysticks. It was a spring of fire buttons. It was the winter of my childhood. So begins the epic story by Charles Dickens, A Tale of Two Gorfs. Today's feature on Mike's Gaming Gala. Welcome to the Mercenary Corps, maggots. The Star Federation's most dangerous posting. In our little section of the Colony Wars, the chances of survival are less than 20%. Average life expectancy, 15 minutes against those colonist fighters and bases. What?
Well, and this is just a thought, but do you think that maybe the survival rate would increase if you sent us all at once instead of just one at a time?
Where would the fun in that be? You're not exactly here because people like you. Shut up and go be cannon fodder.
Love and marriage go together like a horse and carriage. This I tell you, brother, you can't have one without the other. Love and marriage, it's an institute you can't disparage. Ask the local gentry, and they will say it's elementary. Try to separate them. It's an illusion. Try.
Hey, buddy. What's the matter? All I wanted to do was play games with my amigos. Well, I don't know much Italian, but I could be your amigo. Amigo? Yeah, amigo. It's Spanish for friend. Well, yeah, but do you have cornhole? As a matter of fact, we do. Thanks, amigo! What if I told you that Turbo Arcade has a wide range of 3D scrolling environments with simulated parallax scrolling?
You can't do that on an Atari 2600.
What if I told you that Turbo Arcade has varying day parts and weather types?
You can't do that on an Atari 2600.
And what if I told you that Turbo Arcade allows you to play any way you like, joystick, paddles, or driving controller? You can't do that on an Atari 2600. Yes! You can. Whoa! Daily video log. We've had 7 days of constant bombardment. My daughter and I,
are showing obvious signs of nuclear poisoning. We only have 3 days of food left, but I've gotten the upload link satellite repaired. I've been able to monitor some communications, but it's mostly just between the robots, telling them different places of interest for materials to make more.
Hello? Hello? Is anybody out there? My dad is terribly hurt. I did what I could, but he needs a doctor. Help! Help us! Help us! Please!
Hey Brian, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for doing this, by the way. It's always nice to interview a programmer prior to making the review.
That's awesome, thanks for having me on. So what is it you like to know?
Well, I think the biggest thing I'd like to know is when you're picking a game to program, what do you usually draw from as inspiration?
Well, usually I go back in my childhood, throughout my youth, and find stuff that I like doing, games that I like playing, and drawing from life experiences.
Life experiences. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so that's all that's going on, you know, I just... So, yeah, like I was saying, I just kind of...
All right, men. You know the deal. We made it past the torpedoes. We destroyed the enemy fleet. Now, due to international video gaming rules, because only 3 ships made it through, that means we can only land 3 tanks.
But we have 58 tanks on the ship, sir!
Doesn't matter. 3 tanks is what we've got. We've got 2 miles of defenses to get through before we get to the enemy fortress. He's got a big cannon on top. He's going to destroy any individual tank that gets there, and before we blow up the fortress.
Understood, sir. So we have 2 tanks flank while the other one goes straight up the middle.
Don't be silly. Video game rules. We're going 1 at a time right up the middle. Now, obviously, as your commander, I'm going to take the 3rd spot, but you guys can decide who goes first.
Ah, damn it!
Godspeed, gentlemen.
All right, Michael, we've got good news and bad news. The good news is the track is now free of llamas. You're clear to go. Copy that. What's the bad news? Well, the other racers are a little antsy to get going. They might be after you.